Hi Kuyper. For your second assignment, I want you to work on two moves that you fumbled a few times in your first practice assignment you did for me. Okay, the two moves are the downwards, under the shoulder aerial, and the upwards wheel. You went for the upwards wheel a few times and couldn't quite come out of it smoothly, so I really want you to practice that one because it's clearly a move you like, so you might as well get it down well. So I'm just going to run through a quick tutorial for it, and then I'm going to set you some terms for an assignment, and when you've completed this assignment, then I'll make you another video to help you work on stuff, okay? Okay, so for the upwards wheel, what you're doing is exactly the same version I use, which is different to the way Matt does it. But as it's the same one you use as I use, I can teach it fairly easily. You come down between your legs, and as you come up, you catch it and take it into the wheel. And I don't know how you're trying to come out of it at the moment, but I think you're trying to go straight from the wheel into the grip and come out of it. Whereas the way I've always found much easier to come out of it is to just let it roll onto one finger and then take it off the finger roll into the grip, because as soon as you're not propelling it with two fingers, it starts to slow down. So rather than trying to take it out at full speed in the wheel, if you just let it roll onto one finger, then it'll slow down a little bit and you can find the momentum to take the grip out. So what I'm saying you for your assignment for this is, it's like a challenge video. We already have a challenge on the wheel, how long can you do a wheel for. So I want you to complete that challenge, and I want you to do at least a 30-second wheel and come out of it smoothly. But what I also want you to do is 5 consecutive wheels in a row. So that's wheel, come out of it, go back in. And do that 5 times in a row as well. So it's the existing challenge for how long can you do a wheel, and I want at least a 30-second wheel, and then 5 wheels in a row to show you've got it down consistently. So just work on your wheel, do other freestyle as well, you know, just chill, go into your flow a little bit, but every now and again, come back to the wheel, oopsie, even I make mistakes. But I want you to get it down much more reliably than you have it at the moment, because whenever you miss that, it's breaking your flow, and you're getting a little bit frustrated, and if we can cut that out, you'll be able to keep that flow going for longer and build it up to greater heights. So we've got to, cut out the flow breakers. Okay, actually no, I'll do both of them together. The other one that I want you to work on is the downwards under the shoulder. Generally I'd like you to work on aerials, but at the moment your skill level is pretty good, you know, aerials, and all the aerials you're doing are within your grasp, but you're doing a lot of them. So because they're all adding up on each other, you're making a lot of mistakes with aerials. So what I'd like you to do is go through them kind of one by one and get each aerial down much more consistently. So the first one I want you to work on is the downwards under the shoulder, which is that. You go for it a couple of times, you make it one and then you miss it one, but I'd like you to get that aerial down and just completely reliably, because again, they're your flow breakers at the moment. You'll be, you know, going along fine, and then you'll try to do a little aerial and you'll miss it, and then you get that little look of frustration, and it just takes you a bit of time to settle back into your flow. So if we can cut out those drops, it'll help you kind of maintain. So yeah, under the shoulder, like that. There's an existing aerial, there's an existing aerial challenge. How many aerials can you do in 1 minute? So I want you to do that with that aerial and see how many of them you can do in a minute. And I want you to be able to do at least 40 in a minute. I think it's a pretty reasonable standard. So practice that until you can get it up to that standard. Yeah, so those are my 2 assignments for you. I think for you, Kuyper, for the next few assignment sessions, at least one of the moves I'll be getting you to practice will be an aerial, and we'll move through the different aerials you're doing and try and get them all up to scratch so you're not dropping so many of them. But overall, yeah, I really like your moves. You've got a pretty wide repertoire already, and you aren't making that many mistakes. So I think if we can catch the few errors you are making and bring them up, then we can start adding new moves and really start seeing where you can go. So it's really good to be working with you, and welcome to Christoph's Padawan School.